The arrival of the 3.8 patch in Genshin Impact has brought with it an exciting new event. However, some players are expressing their dissatisfaction, claiming that it's too easy, to the point of becoming mundane, and even boring. Today, I want to explore those claims, and the possible future of the Golden Apple Archipelago. To start off, I have seen various posts and comments from players expressing their views on the recent Secret Summer Paradise event, which I'll call Golden Apple Archipelago, for simplicity. Many of these posts argue that the puzzles in the event lack complexity, and the overall difficulty is significantly lower compared to previous events. They also mention that the storytelling isn't as engaging, and that some parts seem overly simplistic, leading to the feeling that the developers may be underestimating their player base. For the story aspect, I'll get to it later, but I want to discuss the difficulty of the puzzles first. In the last Golden Apple Archipelago in 2.8, there was a handful of people complaining about the difficulty of the puzzles too. It was especially in Mona's Island, where some said it was too hard and takes too long to finish, which I understand, because I too struggled quite a bit in the area. I also found Fish Ale's puzzle to be a bit broken at some parts, but for the majority of the event, it was great. I personally have no problem with long and hard puzzles, and I feel most players also think that way, but I feel the problem is the rewards from these puzzles. You can spend hours running around Mona's Island, trying to get a constellation right, only to be greeted by a common chest as a reward. You had to spend so much effort on these puzzles. Compare it to the 3.8 Archipelago, where you just push one button, and you get the rewards. The worst thing is the rewards you get from them are the exact same, even with a big difference in difficulty. You get around more or less 1,000 primo gems for both versions, after collecting all the treasure chests and exploring the islands. It just wasn't worth it for a lot of players, hence the complaining. I know that some may say pride and accomplishment was enough for them, but the majority of the players will definitely not be satisfied. I think this is how the 3.8 Archipelago came to be, a manifestation of our complaints. By making it extremely easy to do, it will satisfy those who struggled to solve the puzzles in the past, and those who felt their efforts weren't rewarded enough in the last Golden Apple. Low effort means low rewards, making the common or exquisite chest as the prize more reasonable. This should be a good solution, but with the cost of something else, the fun of the puzzles. Making it too easy ruins the thrilling and engaging feeling you get when in the process of solving a problem. As you make progress and come closer to finding the solution, a sense of anticipation and excitement should build up, but some don't really feel it in this event. You don't have to focus on it too much, and my friends described the experience as turning off your brain. Yeah, the rewards are more reasonable for our efforts, but at the cost of not having the thrill of solving one. This is especially bad for the part of the community that gains a sense of pride and accomplishment from solving very hard puzzles, which is now the one complaining regarding the difficulty. No matter what Hoyoverse does, a part of the community will be unhappy, which makes sense, because of their very big player base. Make the puzzle strenuous, and people will complain that it takes too long, or takes too much effort, for such low rewards. And when they make the puzzles easy, people complain that it's too boring, effortless, and has no thrill in solving it. A solution someone brought up that caught my attention was that what if they keep the difficulty of the 2.8 Archipelago, but just increase the rewards you get after doing it? You get to keep the sense of accomplishment while doing the puzzle, but also, you feel as though your hard efforts are being rewarded adequately. Again, this should be a good solution, but it is neglecting one key feature about the Golden Apple Archipelago, in that it is only a limited time event. Players who took a break, or can't play at the moment, will experience FOMO, or fear of missing out. Increasing the rewards will give a sense of dismay to the inactive players, because of all the pulls they are potentially missing out on, which would bring outrage to the community. It would also bring anxiety to them, something that Hoyoverse is very much trying to avoid, as shown by them not implementing endgame content, only having the Spiral Abyss that resets twice a month. Golden Apple Archipelago only being available for a limited time also ties into my next point, the story. In short, the story of the event was not very deep or impactful, and didn't provide much lore about the characters. This one felt more like a beach episode, if I had to explain it, which is not terrible by any means, and is likely how Hoyo intended Golden Apple to be like in the first place. It's fine, but it was such a big contrast to the story of the 2.8 Archipelago. It gave much-needed background stories to Kazuha, Xinyan, Fischl, and Mona, and had entire character arcs during the event. It provided so many lore drops and foreshadowed future events that happened in the main storyline. The difference between the two stories is very evident, but why did the drastic change happen? Well, again, I think it's due to our complaints. People have been complaining about important character arcs being locked behind limited events, meaning new players will not be able to experience them. It would be unfair to the people who played Genshin after the event already happened, as they would miss so much. So, I think that's why they made the 3.8 Archipelago more lighthearted and didn't provide anything in depth about the characters featured, more like a beach episode. However, this resulted in some people finding it bland, boring, or uninteresting, because nothing too crucial happens, unlike the 2.8 Archipelago. So once again, Hoyoverse is stuck in a place where not everyone can be satisfied. If they add character lore stories in limited time events to add intrigue, people will complain about character arcs being locked behind events, unfair to the new players, who will miss all of it. If they don't do anything deep, and do something more like a beach episode, some players will find it bland, or uninteresting, lacking any intrigue. People will complain no matter which direction they go. It's clear that the best way to solve the problem regarding the story and the difficulty of the Golden Apple is to have a middle ground, making the puzzles just right, so the players feel they are rewarded adequately, but also feel a sense of accomplishment after solving it. Having a story that resonates with all different types of players, but still somehow make new players not feel left out and not feel like they missed something major. That would of course be very difficult, especially with a huge player base, where everyone wants different things. As for me, I liked this new event. It was more lighthearted, and I appreciate that. But I have to say, I feel like this is the calm before the storm. With Fontaine around the corner, I can envision mature themes and heavy lore drops that no one will be able to expect. I could not be more excited for Fontaine and all the new videos I can make from it. What did you think about the Secret Summer Paradise event? What parts do you like or dislike about it? And if you prefer the 2.8 version or this new 3.8 version of the Golden Apple Archipelago? Thank you all so much for watching. Give a like if you ended up enjoying this video, and subscribe if you want to see more of my future videos. I love you all so much. Bye.